Electrical NCCER Study Set Exam Questions. Article 250. Which article of the NEC covers grounding? 5,000 volts. A cable rated for 5 kV insulation can safely carry what maximum voltage? Horsepower. The output capacity of a motor is rated in green. What color identifies an insulated, grounded, number 4 conductors? Neutral busbar. That must be grounded in a bust gutter if used as the main service equipment. Hydrogen gas is produced during charge and discharge. Why can a lead-acid battery be an explosive hazard? A bonding jumper. What is installed at an expansion joint to provide a continuous ground between two sections of cable tray? Circuit breakers and fuses. What are the two most common types of overcurrent protective devices? Megger. What test or equipment can be used to locate a suspected short circuit in phase of a three-phase motor? The greater the overload, the shorter the time of tripping. Which of the following statements describes the operating features of a thermal overload relay? NEC section 110-22. Disconnecting means are covered in the maximum value of current that the fuse is designed to interrupt. What is the interrupting rating of a fuse? 0. The sign of 0 degrees is RMS, root mean square. Unless otherwise noted, the calculations in AC circuits underscore values. Grounding. The NEC requires that all receptacles installed on 25. Class 1. Of the termination classes listed below, is the only one that provides a seal against external elements. Chemical reaction. How does a battery produce voltage? Use duct ignition proof equipment. What is the acceptable protection techniques for electrical equipment in hazardous locations? De-energized and locked and tagged out and tested. A merger will be used to check a cable. The electrician must be sure that the circuit is a moisture seal. The outer covering on liquid-tight flexible metal conduit is used for steps up the voltage. What is the function of a ballast in a fluorescent fixture? 372/575 3-phase, for wire. Are not common service voltages in the United States. H. What is the symbol for the primary side of the transformer? Safety. What is the primary consideration in selecting the proper rope for a cable pull? Types 1. What type of NEMA class enclosure is approved for general-purpose indoor use and is not dust-tight or drip-proof? Induce high voltage. The secondary of a CT under load should not be opened because of gual. Which of the following is a 90-degree, explosion-proof fitting? 13.3 amps. 8 incandescent lighting fixtures are to be installed. Each fixture is 120 volts, with a 200-watt lamp. What is the total connected load? Electromagnetic force. What is voltage? Number of internal operations that a switch can perform. In relation to switches, the term throw refers to induced voltage is increased. When the coil turns are increased, the underscore clamp on ammeter. Testing instrument operated on the current transformer principle. Hands-off automatic. What does HOA usually mean in a motor control circuit? Power source, switch, and load. What are the three elements in every electrical circuit? Undervoltage conditions. To be effective, a grounding system must limit the voltage on the electrical system and protect it from all of the following, except 12 amps. In an AC circuit containing resistance only, will flow if the resistance is 10 ohms and the voltage is 120 V. Offset. What is produced in a conduit run by making equal bends in opposite direction? Table 310.16. What NEC table indicates the size of service conductors? Mechanically and electrically secure. A good electrical connection should be high voltage termination. Where should a stress cone be used? Cross-sectional area of the white. The circular mill is based on the 1800. The synchronous speed at which a 4-pole, 60 Hz induction motor operates is RPM, flush with or below. When a ground rod is installed, the top of the rod must be positioned grade. Aluminum copper of copper-clad aluminum. A switch labeled ACCU can be used with what type of wire? Using an amorphous sealed device. An electrical fitting can be made explosion-proof in which of the following ways? Frequency. The number of complete AC cycles per second is called the keep moisture from creeping in. The purpose of sealing cable ends when reels of cable are in storage is to NEC Article 230. Services, conductors and equipment are covered in AWG, American Wire Gauge. What is the standard wire size system used in the United States? Prevents operation. What is the purpose of lockout-tagout? Number 9 wire. Cable trays are usually supported by all the following means except 10 feet. What is the standard length of rigid conduit? 3 feet. In all cases where live parts are normally exposed on the front of switchboards or motor control centers, the working space in front of such equipment must be what minimum length? The motor will automatically blow fuses. What will happen when one or more coils in a winding are grounded? The total calculated load of the building. Service conductors are sized based on what factor? 60%. Proofs tests are made at underscore 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 of the original factory voltage, ammeter. What instrument is used to measure current? Magnetic. Both induction and synchronous motors operate on the principle of a rotating underscore 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 field, for quarter bends or 360 degrees. What maximum number of bender is allowed between pull points in one conduit run? Mineral insulated. Which type of heating cable cannot be cut and terminated in the field? Rejection clip. Which of the following components is part of a dual-element fuse? Number 14. What size wire is standard for 120-volt motor control system? Start push button. A holding contact in a motor starter is normally connected in parallel with the 3. A three-phase, for wire, for ADV service requires underscore 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 current transformers. Electromagnetic induction occurs in a transformer underscore 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 exothermic, CAD welding, and mechanical. What are the two most commonly used methods of terminating grounding? Dropout plate. What is a metal plate with a curved surface for cable to follow as it passes from the tray? Wiring diagram. A drawing showing a point A to point B hookup of conductors is called a megometer. What instrument is used to perform an insulation resistance test on a 480-volt motor winding, strong enough to support the tray system? When wall mounting cable tray, ensure that the building structure is 120/240 volt, 1 phase, 3 wire. What is the most common service used in temporary power panel? Interconnections and component parts of an electrical circuit. A one-line diagram with simplified symbols indicates the resistance of the polymeric core increases as the temperature surrounding a self-regulating heating cable rises. The underscore 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 effectiveness. Meters used in AC circuits indicate the underscore 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 solenoid. All the following are protective devices for motors except to measure temperature. What is the purpose of a thermocouple? The Caldwell's mold could explode. What will happen if moisture is inside a Caldwell mold while the weld is being performed? Step-down turn ratio of 4:3. A transformer with the primary of 400 turns and a secondary of 300 turns has a GFCI breaker. Opens a circuit to prevent operation of an electrical device. 0 or fewer volts. An analog voltmeter is being connected to a 24V DC circuit. Polarity is reversed. What reading will occur? 6-inch. What is the largest size of aluminum rigid conduit couplings? 6 times. An angle or U-pull is made with 14 wire or larger. The distance between each raceway entry inside the box and the opposite wall of the box shall not be any less than how many times the trade diameter of the largest raceway. Decreases resistance on the connection. Why is it important to torque bolts when buzz bars are connected? 20 inches. A 10-inch offset at 30 degrees is being made. What is the distance between center to center bends? 1 inch. Four-inch square boxes are available with all of the following depths except. Prevent the passage of explosive gases in the conduit. Why is a seal installed in a run of conduit in a Class 1 location? Frequency. For a given number of poles, the ________ determines the speed of an AC motor. See. What type of conduit fitting is usually placed in the middle of a long run of rigid natal conduit to provide access for pulling wire? Hot wire. A brass-colored terminal on a receptacle indicates that it should be used to connect what type of wire. Provides scale drawings and piping and instrumentation control systems. What is the primary purpose of PNID? Frequency. Which of the following factors is used to control the speed of an induction motor? Squirrel cage. The _______ rotor types are generally rugged, crooked bend. When making offset bends, the two kicks must be made perfectly parallel or the resulting offset will have a ________ 90 volts. A transformer has 200 turns in the primary, 150 turns in the secondary and a 120 vac applied to the primary. The voltage across the secondary is 12 AWG. What is the largest size conductor that can terminate on a 20 amp receptacle? 9.6 ohms. The potential across the circuit is 480 volts and the current is 50 amps. What is the resistance of the circuit? Cross-sectional area of the wire. The circular mill is based on the ________ motor starter. Normally the easiest place to reverse the leads to change the direction of rotation of a three-phase motor is at the capacitor start. The motor type that has the highest starting torque is the _______ motor, a circle with two parallel lines drawn through it. The symbol normally used for duplex.